G'day and welcome back to the channel, Ginger Ninja's Movie Reviews. I am the Ginger Ninja and these are my Trashy Tuesday movie reviews. Now, if you're new to my channel and you're wondering what Trashy Tuesday is a series where I am looking at the trashiest films that I can find. Now, that doesn't always mean it's a bad movie, by no means. Some of these films are they've got a quality about them that isn't easily replicated in recent films. A lot of them have graphic violence, graphic gore, and graphic nude scenes, but they have a quality about them that sets them apart from other films. Now, this month for Trashy Tuesday, or I say month, but I'll go for however long I can find these films, I am looking at prison-themed films, or films that are primarily set in a prison. And when you get a movie like this, it's going to be set in a prison because it's called Prison. It's from 1987, and it was directed by rennyharlin. That's right, the rennyharlin. Now, the film actually stars Viggomortensen. Yeah, right. Lane Smith, Chelsea Field, Tom Tiny Lister, and Kane Hodder. Now, it also has a lot more actors in it, but they are the main ones that I will be focusing on in this review. So, the plot. The spirit of a long-dead prisoner returns for revenge, haunting the prison's new governor. Now, this is another one where I saw the VHS cover and it really stood out to me. It had this holographic shimmer cover to it and it looked really cool. And I know it's one that I would have hired out and I would have watched, but honestly, I can't remember a thing about this film. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that the film's bad. It just means that I've got a pretty shit memory and I've watched a lot of these movies, so I'm bound to push a few out. But some are just going to stand out more than others, let's be honest. This is one of them. Now, there was also a huge amount of these types of films coming out around this time. And you do notice that with a lot of movies. They tend to have a running theme, like films that come out, like you look at great ones well, more recently, I guess you've got Deep Impact and Armageddon, Volcano and Dante's Peak. There's a whole host of them. Same thing with horror. They get a theme, they run with it. But you know what? Enough about that. Let's get into this one and take a look at Prison.
Tuesday's never gonna plan. 80s horror in a blood of tan. VHS takes down midnight fan. Stop by 9 years, leads them through the night. Alien wars in a neon fight. Android streaming, cut and freaking light. Trashy Tuesdays, it's a pure delight.
So kicking off with the cast, we've got Viggo Mortensen taking the lead role in one of his very early roles, and he delivers a very quiet but charismatic performance, and it kind of hints at what he would bring to his movies in the future and what they would later become. Lane Smith, who I remember from Lois and Clark playing Perry White, he's perfectly cast as a corrupt and remorseless Warden Sharp. His performance is layered with this self-righteous menace. Chelsea Field, very underrated actress. I loved her as, I think it was Tila in Masters of the Universe. She was also in The Last Boy Scout, I believe, and a bunch more. Very underrated. And I felt in this one she was also very underutilized as a potential heroine or love interest, which was a real shame because she's, like I said, she's a fantastic actress. And I mean, I really couldn't see her prison board official getting with a convicted car thief in Viggo Mortensen's role. But they could have expanded her role a little bit more and made it more integral to the story. She was just there as a, I guess, for lack of a better term, she was just there to look good. Like, she didn't actually do a lot or move the story forward. The supporting cast of inmates and guards, they do add a gritty authenticity to the overall story, though their character depth and the depth varied for some of them. They were just underdeveloped. But One thing I was surprised at is Tiny Lister in a very sort of soft-spoken role compared to his other films where he's playing a hulking brute. Like you think of his other roles, usually he's a big guy and he's usually very angry. In this, he was soft-spoken, he was smartly spoken, and it just there was this calmness and authority about him. It works so well. Now on to the directing and the writing. Now, Renny Harlin's direction is tight and very atmospheric. He makes excellent use of the actual abandoned Wyoming State Penitentiary, and it gives the film an oppressive and eerie authenticity. Yeah, Renny Harlin actually balances a ghost horror story with gritty prison realism, and he showcases flashes of visual flair that would later define his Hollywood action films. However, there are pacing issues, and they do arise at times with the build-up occasionally feeling sluggish before delivering the substandard payoff. Now, the screenplay, it blends supernatural horror and prison drama in an intriguing concept, but it isn't anything that we haven't seen or will see before. So going back and watching this, it's really hard because we've seen these stories happen before. And the premise, while it is compelling in this circumstance, it sometimes relies very heavily on genre cliches and unexplored themes. And what I mean by that is there are things in this that we need more explanation on, essentially. The reason why this vengeful spirit has returned, why? Maybe I missed something. I don't know. I did mention in the cast the character development was underdeveloped, and the plot, while it is serviceable, it lacks any emotional depth to it for it to fully resonate with us as a viewer. The dialogue itself is occasionally clunky, and often it does veer into the cliched format of these, but like I said, it is that central story that is compelling and makes us want to watch it. So yeah, story good. It could be better though. So now on to the effects. And look, the practical effects in this are a major highlight for me. It had a very modest budget, no doubt, but the film delivers gruesome and creative death scenes, including some memorable sequences with barbed wires, shotguns, and the exploding light bulb scene, which to me was the best. It's got this body that drops from the ceiling, and it is absolutely amazing. The blood and viscera, they look great, and it really holds up well because that's the thing with practical effects. If they're done well, they stand the test of time. They really do. CGI can be good, and this is taking place in a time before CGI was really a thing. And even the spectral manifestations, they're effectively eerie, and the electricity that goes through near the end scene, it actually looks good. It's not that cartoonish electrical like lightning look. It actually looks like well done. I can't explain. If I can, I'll pop a couple of images up, but it actually looks good. And yeah, overall, the effects, good stuff. So now on to rewatchability. And look, I am sure I have watched this. Like, the cover would have drawn me to it, but I can't remember if I have. So would I rewatch this one again? Possibly. Apart from some pacing issues, this is a nice looking and well made and a very effective horror film. But you got to take it for what it is. Going with the right mindset, it's definitely worth a rewatch. So, final verdict. Prison is a moody and stylish and underappreciated supernatural horror flick. Though it doesn't reinvent the genre, it stands out thanks to its authentic location, its grim tone, and an early career performance from Viggo Mortensen. I'd recommend this for fans of haunted locations, ghostly revenge tales, and just gritty 80s horror. Like I said, it's not going to do anything. It's not mind-blowing. It's not earth-shattering. But it's a decent watch and a very underappreciated one, I feel. Overall, for a score, this gets a 6.5 out of 10. There you have it. That is my review of Prison. Now, I did find this on YouTube, so I will put the link down below, so make sure you check it out. It's definitely worth checking out. In fact, a lot of the films that I do review are worth at least experiencing once. Whether you love them, hate them, or are indifferent to them, that's the beauty of film. Everyone's got their own opinion, but you need to watch these films to see what they're like. So I'll pop that link down below. Check it out for yourself. Other than that, thank you very much for watching. If you haven't already, please do hit that thumbs up button. It'd be much appreciated. And of course, if you've listened to me carry on about this movie for so long, you might as well hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you're notified about other films that I do have coming up. Obviously, we've got Trashy Tuesdays and we're looking at prison films. If you have any recommendations for any trashy film, doesn't have to be horror, pop it down below. I'd like to hear some other films that I can look into. If I've got them or if I can get them, I will look at them. And of course, we've got Franchise Fridays. We're going through the Alien series. That's been a hell of a lot of fun. The Alien franchise is amazing. I can't say enough about it. Go check them out. Anyway, other than that, thank you very much for watching. Have a great day. Bye.
I've been pushy.